are going to, we just finished the walking tour of the University of Georgia's campus, and Mario kind of walked you guys through everything in terms of the buildings and just kind of the layout. But we're actually gonna just kind of ride through Athens, downtown Athens, which is we're just kind of pick back up where we left off, but just kind of drive you guys through the downtown area, just so you can just see how walkable it is and just how a cute town it is. It is, I don't know if Mario mentioned before, but it's where him and I both were born and raised. It's where we went to grade school, is where he went to college at the University of Georgia, which he already mentioned before. But we're coming up here on South Lumpkin Street, which is also kind of a busy street as well. It takes you all the way to 5 Points, and just some other little cute shops to the left. I'm sorry, to the right that way. But we're gonna just kind of ride through the center of downtown, and off here to the right is the Arches, which you guys saw earlier. Yeah, the Arches is to the right. This is College Ave. As you can see over to the left, all the cute shops. A lot of bars and just shops in general are new, that they've probably opened, gosh, probably within the last 5 to 7 years. That the last time we were here, which was what, about,
oh God, I don't know. The last time we were walking through campus is like 15 years ago.
Yeah, last time you were on campus 15 years, but we've come home since.
Yeah, and we've been in downtown, I think 2017. Since 2019 we didn't.
And a lot of these shops weren't here. Yeah. So yeah, they've built up nice. A lot of new buildings, like a lot of apartment buildings that they've built, which makes sense because I believe the amount of students that are at the university is like way more than it was like the last time when we were here. So obviously they gotta have somewhere for the kids to live. So yeah, just a lot of building up. But we're coming up on East Clayton Street, and it is a one-way street. So, but Tina's, that used to be it's straight ahead here on the left, this gray and bluish building. It's a jewelry shop. I can't think of what it used to be called, but since I've been a kid, it's always been a jewelry store. It's just kind of changed management and names, but it's just kind of a cute little store. And Wuxtree Records, I believe, is, I don't know if it's on Clayton, but that's a part of like what, the REM walking tour. It's a really famous record store, which we might be able to ride past it. But this to the right, this is the courthouse. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's this beige building to the right on East Washington Street.
Right there.
Yeah, that's the courthouse. And to the left is the Georgian, which is also a historic building. People have like wedding receptions here, right here in this building, right straight ahead.
Fun fact, it's also the name of one of our Airbnb properties.
Yeah, one of our properties, we named it the Georgian. But yeah, they do events and stuff there. To the right, which would be, yeah, right here with this dome, green dome, I guess you could call it copper domed.
There.
Yeah, building. This is City Hall. And it has always been City Hall as far as I know. I'm sure maybe way back when, maybe it looked different or was in another location, but it's City Hall. And that's Wuxtree. I don't think we could turn down there, is it?
You can turn down, but you gotta turn back around and block the street up.
Oh, Condor Chocolates. I actually wanna try this one because I heard the chocolates are really good. I think we'll stop there, but that's a new addition. Like, definitely within the last few years, because they weren't here before. But There's just like building up a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops, which is just cute. This to the right is the First Methodist Church. I believe my great-grandfather worked at this church. It's either this church or it's the Presbyterian church down at the bottom of this hill. I'll have to ask my grandma to confirm, but he worked there for years. And this church has been there since I can remember. So we're coming up on what is known as the Hot Corner. To the left is the Morton Theater, which is a historic property here in Athens, Georgia. It's started by African American entrepreneurs and individuals, and it just always catered to the community in terms of shows and things like that. To the right is Wilson's Barbershop. They used to have a restaurant, but the restaurant, I don't know if you guys can see it. Actually, can we take a right? No, we're going to circle around and we'll come back and show you. But Wilson's, yeah, keep straight and then take a right. Wilson's used to have also a restaurant next door, but now it's called, I think, World Famous. Is now a new restaurant.
Now the barbershop's called Brown's
Yeah,
Barbershop.
yeah. Now the barbershop is called Brown. Maybe it was always called Brown's. I thought it was called Wilson's Barbershop. But yeah, that's known as the Hot Corner. And they have like a festival and like little activities and stuff there yearly. So it's a really cool thing. We're coming up on the 40 Watt to the left, which is a historic place where REM has played and a few other well-known bands have all at least stopped and played there at the 40 Watt Club. And we're just gonna circle back around so you guys can see Wilson's. But yes, again, it's a historic barbershop. It used to be a restaurant, and it catered to the African American community. We're passing Creature Comforts. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. It's a brewery, and they have some pretty cool tasting beer, I've heard. I'm not a beer drinker, but I've heard that it's pretty good. And Cine's to the left. They play a lot of indie films. Okay, so Wilson's right here. You see this pretty cool mural on the right. That's all colorful, but it says "This is it." That is World Famous. That's the restaurant. It used to be the Wilson's restaurant. Oh, Wilson's Styling Shop. Okay, so that is the barbershop, and then Brown's Barbershop is on the left. So yeah, this is again
the Players Corner,
the Hot Corner. So we're just gonna, as you can see, families are walking around, just enjoying the day. Today is what, like 84 degrees. Just a nice day to be out. Athens got hit with a really bad storm, what, 2 nights ago. I was told that it was a tornado. Then I was told that it wasn't. I'm not really sure, but the damage shows that something happened. There's trees. You'll see a lot of trees down, but there are a lot of trees down. There's still a ton of folks who don't have power. This would have been what, July
the 20th.
The 20th when this happened. We're gonna circle back around and take a left up on Lumpkin Street so you guys can see more of the interior of downtown. But yeah, so there were a lot of folks are recovering here from that. We talked to a young lady yesterday, and she was just saying that they still don't have power, and it was really hot, so they were just not really feeling it. So hopefully they got power today. And there was this old cookie shop. Maybe we'll pass by it to see what's there now. But Mario and I both grew up going to this place. It was called the Cookies and Co. Cookies and Co. I thought it was called Cookie Company, but Cookies and Co. And they had the best homemade. You want a cookie? Okay. Kohan's saying he want a cookie. They had the best like cookies that were just like they just tasted like homemade cookies, and it was just really something that we grew up on. And
grandparents too.
Yeah, our grandparents grew up on the cookies. They went to the place when they were young. And yeah, so we miss it every time we come back. We're always like, oh, we wish the cookie company was here, but they're closed. Not sure what's in that spot, but if you notice to the left, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it, but there's a lot. There's like CVS over here to the left. These apartments here are new, like within the last 5 or 7 years. Take a left here, and there's even a little Target up on the left here that they've built. Little Italy is a pizza shop right here to the left. And everyone, I mean, if you're from Athens, you know about Little Italy. The Georgia Theater is coming up straight ahead there, which is also a historical property where a lot of bands and rappers and you name it has come to the Georgia Theater.
That's actually the rebuilt Georgia Theater.
Oh yeah,
the
it used to. Yeah, the original one burned. It didn't used to look like that. So actually, I'm gonna take a right. Fabrique is a nice store for ladies. Urban Outfitters here. That's new. So you don't see a ton of like, you know, international chains a whole lot. There's this, oh, Wook Street Records is off to the left here. So yeah, we were able to pass it. And this is where the Cookie and Co. used to be, right there. And now it is a coffee shop.
Local?
It's called At Local.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Coffee.
cute. That's cute. Barbaritos. But yeah, I was just saying, it's not a ton of like international or like big chain stores here. Urban Outfitters is probably in Target. It's probably the bigger ones downtown. Typically it's like local shops, and that really adds to the uniqueness of Athens. Like, it really does. And so Taqueria Tsunami, that's off to the right. That when Mario was going to college here, when we first started dating, we went there here. Mellow Mushroom is in there too. In that building right there, Mellow Mushroom. But when we first started dating, we used to go to where now Taqueria Tsunami is. At that time, it was called what?
I forgot.
It was a noodle shop.
Yeah. It was like an Asian fusion cuisine, but I forgot what it was called.
Athens Walk, Chinese restaurant, Ahi, Hibachi, and Poke. This is to the right is, well, it used to be Athens Banner Herald. I don't know if it's still that. But this building right here is the Classic Center. And they've been building up on this for a while. But that's just kind of where a lot of events take place that are catered to, you know, the Athens community. So that's, you know, the bulk of downtown. This is probably, yeah, this is Hancock. This is gonna take you all the way down to Pulaski Street, Prince Street. Then you start to get into neighborhoods like Normal Town and Boulevard, which are little cute little quaint neighborhoods. They really are. We always talked about, like, if we were to ever move back to Athens, we would probably buy a home in one of those neighborhoods, just because they're the cutest, like, tree-lined streets, and they're in close proximity to the University of Georgia. They're in close proximity to all amenities. You have the main hospital, which is now called Piedmont. When we were living here, when we were born, at this hospital was called Athens Regional. Actually, when I was born, it was called Athens General. When Mario was born, which was a year later, it was called Athens Regional, and then now it's called Piedmont. But that is also in this neighborhood, which is where we're kind of riding to now. So it's just like the cutest little neighborhood, and yeah, it's in close proximity to downtown Athens and everything, but we're kind of leaving more of the center of downtown if you will. And this is Creature Conference again here. It used to be the old, and you can still see the old Michelin signs up there. It used to be that when we were young, it was the Michelin tire place, but they've renovated. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like this open concept, sort of lounge space. Oh, this is the First Baptist Church. As a matter of fact, I think straight ahead here, I believe this is the one that my great-great-grandfather worked at. He was a groundskeeper there for many, many years. And as a matter of fact, I believe they had his funeral there. So yeah, pretty cool. So now we're taking a left on Doherty Street. This is going into what I mentioned before, Normaltown and the Boulevard neighborhood. When we were younger, they used to do the Christmas parades up Prince Ave. I'm not sure if that's still the route that they take, but it was just really cool to come down as a family for the Christmas parade and see all the family members and cousins and schools and organizations throughout the town like contribute and just come out and have a good time. One year during the Christmas parade, I actually saw Michael Stipe. Like I don't know if he still frequents the Christmas parades, but I remember seeing him one Christmas, one time when we came to take part in the parade. I saw him, so that was nice to see. So okay, this little building here straight ahead, which we're about to, it's gonna be on our right, that is new, like brand new. Farm Burger is here, and we've eaten at Farm Burger before. We actually know the owner. What's his name? Mario? Jason Mann.
Jason Mann, yeah. The first one was Indicator.
Before we get into that, this used to be the Grit. Rest in peace. They are no longer
with us.
And that is a travesty. Because they were like the vegan restaurant, like the first to do it. They have a cookbook. It's just, they were the first of their kind to really come out and like push that, and the food was amazing.
Yeah, in Athens.
In Athens, like just that culture, it was really amazing. But yeah, Farm Burger. Mm-hmm. The first time that we visited Farm Burger was in Decatur. I feel like that was like their flagship one. I could be wrong, but really, really good food. And you have the co-op here, but they're not there anymore. Daily Groceries Co-op. They moved a little bit further down on Prince, and we're gonna come down and take a left on Milledge Ave. Milledge Ave is like one of the main streets in Athens. It runs through all the frat and sorority homes. Like if you ever visit Athens, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The big antebellum looking homes or buildings where the fraternities and sororities reside. But Milledge actually starts here and it goes all the way down. They call it the Antebellum Trail. But yeah. And as you can see, this light is blinking because, as I mentioned before, the power has been out here in Athens in some parts. So now we're going down Milledge Avenue. The taco stand is another, like here on the left, is another, I guess you can call it, historic place. It's a place that we've always gone to when we were younger, and it's been here for at least since the 90s. I saw this lady jogging on campus, so she's been jogging all over the city. I saw her earlier. Get that workout in. Okay, so we are gonna come up on the right here, on the back part of what used to be the historic varsity. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's over there. The historic varsity. They have closed it down, so it's not much to look at. So we're gonna keep going down Milledge. You'll start to see the big antebellum looking properties, as I mentioned before, which house a lot of the sororities and fraternities. And you'll see a ton of students walking down the street. Another fun fact is to the right here is Clarke Central High School, which is dead smack in the middle of these beautiful properties. As a matter of fact, let's turn down here. Let's see. We haven't seen it in a while. This is where Mario and I went to high school. You'll see the sign as we're turning in. Come on, Mommy and Daddy went to school here.
Yeah.
You know? How do you know? You never seen this place.
Because I saw you when I was a baby.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, Mario and I met here 9th grade. 9th grade year of high school. And a lot has changed. Like, this sign is new. This is cool. It's a beautiful school. Beautiful school. My mom also went to this school. Mario's mom went to this school. We're just gonna circle around. This part over here to the right is a new addition. But the main part of the school that's been here for a minute is like right here in the front. And they've just kind of added on to it throughout the years. Really nice campus. So it is also on Milledge Ave. I really enjoyed high school. It was a nice experience. And to be like right in the center of, you know, close to downtown, close to campus. You're able to walk through the neighborhoods after school. It was just a really nice experience. Would you say you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so you see more of the, here to the right and the left, more of the sorority and fraternity houses. And it goes all the way down. You'll see it at the bottom here. You'll see this 5-way intersection, which gives the name to the neighborhood, 5 Points. And it's because of the intersection. You have 5 points of streets, I guess you could call it. So that's where the name comes from. Right? Yeah, got that right. So this is Milledge Ave in Athens, Georgia. And I don't know if they still do it. Leave it, if someone from Athens is watching, any local folks, leave it in the comments if they still do. Clarke Central still do the homecoming parades down Milledge Ave. That was a big thing during the fall, is to do the homecoming parades, which is a really nice scene. And I believe we're gonna pass Baxter Street up here as well. That, as a matter of fact, that we already passed it. That is where, I think that was the route that the University of Georgia football team took after they won the national championship this past year. I think that street was a part of the parade. So a lot of parades, little local parades and stuff happen around this area. So it's a really nice community. And we are coming up here on the intersection I mentioned before in the neighborhood 5 Points. Now this street is South Lumpkin. So I don't know if you guys remember when we were downtown, I mentioned South Lumpkin. That street, had we taken a right, would have taken us all the way down back to where we are now. So at this light, and you guys will see as we start to move, if we take a left, it'll just essentially take us back downtown. So there are more shops in this area of 5 Points. You have Sakura Hibachi and Sushi Bar. Here to the right, here you see Jittery Joe's. That used to be a old pharmacy called Hodgson, which has moved here in this building here. And when we were young, we used to come, I'm talking about like really young, like 5, 6 years old, and up, because still as an adult, we like to go to Hodgson's to get ice cream. That is like a nostalgic pastime sort of thing to do if you're a local to the Athens community and you have been for a long time, is to go to get ice cream from Hodgson's. We go to Memorial Park to swim, my cousins and I, and then we go and get ice cream. And ice cream at that time, not to age myself, but was like 25, 50 cents. Now, I don't know how much it is. Maybe it's like...
Last time we came, it was like $1.25 a scoop. It's probably more than that now.
Now it's probably like $2 a scoop. But Mario went when he was a kid. It's just like... It's owned by the Hodgson's family. So, yeah, it's a really cute little neighborhood pharmacy that serves ice cream. So yeah, we're coming towards the end, and Memorial Park is down here to the right on Grand Ellen Drive. But we're coming towards the other end of Milledge. If you take a left here on
East Campus Road.
Yeah, East Campus Road, that'll take you back into campus. So most of all these streets off of Milledge feeds back into campus, back into the University of Georgia, back towards downtown. So as I mentioned before, Athens is a small little quaint, walkable community where the University of Georgia sits right in the center and really is kind of the engine that serves the community and runs the community. And it's funny because when we tell people we're from Athens, they always, oh, did you go to school there? It's like, well, Mario went to school there, but before he went to school, he was born and raised in Athens. Some people, I think when they think of Athens, they just think of students, but there is an entire local community that has been here since the beginning of time. And so yeah, we're a part of that. All right.